Gentlemen, let me ask you something real. Have you ever sat across from a woman, feeling her energy, her eyes resting just a little too long on yours, her laugh ringing louder than the joke really deserved, and wondered, does she actually like me? Or am I just imagining this in my head? So many men today are drowning in uncertainty when it comes to women. Modern dating has made us doubt every sign, every movement, every small glance. And I understand it. You've been hurt before, you've been rejected before, and maybe you've been told that men should always figure things out. But here's the truth. Women are always sending signals to you. Not always through words, but through subtle and powerful emotional cues. And when you miss them, you don't just miss chances for attraction, you miss the doorway to real connection. This isn't about tricks. This isn't about manipulation. It's about awareness. It's about reading reality as it's happening right in front of you. Because when a woman is truly interested, when her guard falls and her desire starts to slip through, she will show you, if you know what to notice. Today, I want to give you 6 undeniable emotional signs that reveal when a woman is not just being kind or polite, but that she is in fact sexually attracted to you. Pay close attention, because recognizing these could mean the difference between being stuck in confusion or walking forward with the confidence of a man who knows his worth. Gentlemen, let's be direct. The eyes do not lie. A woman can say, "I'm not interested," with her words, but her eyes will always reveal her truth. When a woman feels attraction, she doesn't just glance at you. She lingers. Her gaze stays on yours. And in that second, she is telling you more than she could with any sentence. Now here's the problem. Most men miss this because they're too busy looking away, doubting themselves, or overthinking the situation. You've been made to believe that unless she comes right out and tells you how she feels, then it must not be real. But attraction doesn't always shout, sometimes it whispers. And one of those whispers hides in her eyes. Think about this. When you're in a crowded room and her eyes find you, not once, not twice, but again and again, that's not just a random accident. She is looking for you. She is picking you. Her attention becomes magnetic, like gravity pulling her gaze back toward you. Even if she tries to look away, her eyes return. That's desire showing itself. But it's not only that she looks, it's how she looks. Does she hold your gaze just a little longer? Almost as though she wants you to feel her presence. Does she blink slower, smile gently while keeping eye contact? Or do her pupils grow wider when you're near? These are not meaningless physical responses. These are signals deeply wired into human nature. But let me warn you, you need to read this calmly, not with desperation. Don't jump on her gaze as though it's an open invitation. Real confidence is not reacting instantly. It's holding the signal with calm strength. Look back into her eyes. Hold that moment. Let her feel that she's truly seen. Women admire men who can hold eye contact without fear, without rushing to cover the silence. Why? Because eye contact builds closeness. It says, "I see you, I'm not afraid of you, and I respect myself enough to stand in this moment." Remember this, when her eyes lock and linger, she is letting you see behind her walls. She's saying that in her world, you're not just another man, you're the man who has captured her attention. And in love, attention is the very first form of attraction. Now let's talk about something else. A woman's body always speaks before her mouth ever does. You don't have to be a mind reader to know how she feels, you just have to observe. Attraction shows itself in posture, in movement, in the way her body reacts to your presence. Here's the truth. When a woman is attracted to you, she literally opens herself toward you, both physically and emotionally. Her body turns in your direction, almost as if her inner self is saying, "I want to let you in." Notice how she leans closer when you speak. Notice how her shoulders face you directly, how her chair angles toward you rather than keeping that safe space apart. These are not small details. These are signs. Think about it. If a woman feels distant, nervous, or uninterested, her body will clearly tell you. She will cross her arms, lean away, or keep her legs pointed far from you. Sometimes she will even put an object like her bag, her phone, or a glass between the two of you. That's her shield. But when she likes you, the shield drops. Her arms stay open. Her body points toward you. She is quietly showing you that she feels safe, that she's open to you being closer. Pay attention to the small details too. Does she tuck her hair behind her ear while facing you? That's her exposing her neck, a vulnerable feminine gesture that signals attraction. Does she fidget with her necklace, her glass, or the edge of her clothes while leaning closer? That's nervous energy, not from fear, but from excitement. This is the deeper truth. Women don't always use words to reveal their desire, but they always show it in how they reduce the space between you and them. When her body says, "I'm here, I'm open, I want you near me," it is not just good manners. It is interest being shown in silence. But here's what matters most: how you respond. You don't rush in. You don't assume it's a full invitation to cross every boundary. Instead, you respect it. You mirror her openness. Lean in a little. Relax your arms. Show her you're a man who notices without being needy. Because when her body opens up to you, she is not just attracted, she is also trusting you. And trust is the key that leads to intimacy. Now, most men overlook another powerful sign: her voice. A woman's voice reveals her feelings even more honestly than her words ever will. Attraction doesn't only live in what she says, but in how she says it. When a woman feels pulled toward you, her voice naturally shifts. It becomes softer, it warms, it carries a smooth, gentle rhythm. And she does this without planning it. Think about it. When she speaks to coworkers, friends, or strangers, her tone is often neutral, practical, or even sharp. But when she talks to you, something changes. The edges disappear, her words slow, her pitch drops a little lower, and her tone carries a sweetness that makes you lean closer. That is not a coincidence. That is attraction carried through sound. Studies have even shown that women's voices often deepen slightly when speaking to men they find attractive. It's their subconscious way of drawing you in, of making the moment more intimate. She doesn't do this for every man. She does it for the one who stirs something inside her. Have you noticed how a woman sometimes laughs more softly, almost breathlessly, when talking to you? Or how she lowers her voice in a crowded room, as though she wants to create a little private world just for you and her? That's not only manners. That's intimacy in action. She is pulling you into her space. But here's the mistake men make. They ignore it, or worse, they ruin it by being too loud, too fast, too eager. Don't do that. Match her softness. Lower your voice too. Slow your words. Let pauses exist. When you do this, you build tension. The good kind. The kind that makes her feel more drawn to you. When her voice softens for you, it's not random. It's her way of saying, "You matter to me. You make me feel safe and feminine. Respect this." See it for what it is, a window into her attraction. And then there's touch. Brothers, one of the most obvious yet ignored signs is how she finds excuses to touch you. A woman who is drawn to you will look for small, playful ways to bridge the gap. Maybe she taps your arm while laughing, brushes her hand across your sleeve, or adjusts something on your shirt. None of this is accidental. Women guard their space with men they don't like. They fold their arms, they lean away, they keep their distance. But when she feels chemistry, those walls come down. She lets her body move into your space. Pay attention. Does she high-five you when she doesn't really need to? Does her leg brush against yours under the table and she doesn't move away? Does she lean in close when showing you something on her phone? All of these are her body's way of reaching out. But don't ruin it by overreacting. Too many men get overly excited at the first touch, as though it's an instant green light. That kills the natural flow. Her touch is a gentle signal, not a loud invitation. The best response is to calmly receive it. Smile. Continue speaking naturally. By staying composed, you show that you are confident, that you don't lose yourself just because a woman touches you. Remember, for her, touch is not just physical, it's emotional. It's her way of saying, I want you in my space. Laughter is another signal men ignore. When a woman is attracted, her laughter comes easily, freely, sometimes uncontrollably. It's not always about how funny you are, it's about how she feels when she's with you. Think about it. You may tell the same joke with your friends, and they barely react. But with her, even your smallest comments make her laugh out loud. Why? Because attraction makes emotions stronger. Your presence makes her feel lighter, more alive, more amused. Her laughter is her heart telling you, I enjoy how I feel around you. Women don't laugh freely with men they don't feel safe or connected with. Genuine laughter needs trust. If she giggles uncontrollably, leans into you while laughing, or struggles to stop smiling even when you're not trying, that's a clear sign of attraction. Notice the details. Does she touch your arm while laughing? That's humor mixed with closeness. Does she tilt her head back, exposing her neck as she laughs? That's openness. Does she lean toward you when laughing? That's her subconsciously reaching for your presence. Many men make the mistake of trying too hard to perform for her laughter, turning into a clown just to keep her smiling. That shows insecurity. The key is to simply be yourself, enjoy the moment, and let your natural personality shine. If she's attracted, your very energy will make her laugh, and her laughter builds a bond. It tells you, I feel good when I'm around you. I want more of this. Finally, one of the strongest but often unnoticed signs: mirroring. When a woman likes you, she will copy your movements without realizing it. She'll sip her drink right after you do. She'll cross her legs soon after you cross yours. She'll lean back when you do. This isn't something she plans. It happens because attraction naturally creates alignment. Humans mirror those they feel close to. It's an old bonding mechanism. Babies mirror their parents, friends mirror each other, lovers mirror each other. When she mirrors you, she is unconsciously saying, I feel connected to you. I want to be in tune with you. But here's the mistake men make. They hear about mirroring and then test her by making obvious gestures, waiting to see if she copies them. That ruins the magic. Mirroring works because it's subtle. You'll notice it in small moments. The way her body shifts when you shift, the way her energy rises when yours does, even the way her breathing seems to sync with yours when you're in deep conversation. When you notice it, don't point it out or make it awkward. Simply recognize it as her body's way of showing closeness and continue leading with calmness. If she is mirroring you, it means she's letting herself flow with your rhythm, and that's something she would never do with a man she didn't feel drawn to. So, brother, here's the bottom line. Women rarely come right out and say, I want you. Instead, they reveal it in small ways, through eyes that linger, bodies that open, voices that soften, touches that find you, laughter that overflows, and movements that mirror yours. Don't ignore these signals. Don't second guess them. Notice them, respect them, and respond with steady confidence. Because when you learn to recognize these signs, you stop living in doubt. You step into certainty. You become the man who no longer guesses about women, because he knows. And maybe you're thinking to yourself, what happens if I miss a sign? What if she gave me one of these hints and I didn't act on it? The truth is, women don't usually stop at giving just one sign. If she's truly interested, her energy will keep returning to you in different ways. She'll give you another look, she'll lean in again, she'll ask you another question. She'll laugh again, and her body will keep showing you. Attraction has a way of making itself known repeatedly, because feelings don't vanish in a single moment. They find little paths to come forward again and again. The important part is not to panic if you didn't notice something at first. What matters is that you stay awake, stay open, and keep your attention tuned to the present. Too many men live inside their own heads, running doubts and overthinking every move. But when you're locked in your mind, you miss what's right in front of your eyes. You don't see how she's glowing around you, how her laughter spills out, how her attention stays hooked on you when she could be talking to someone else. And here's another truth. Women admire men who are calm and steady. If you rush or push too quickly, it breaks the flow. But if you notice her signals and let them breathe, let them grow, let them build naturally, she feels safer. She feels understood. And that safety doesn't kill attraction. It deepens it. Because real attraction is not just about thrill. It's about comfort mixed with excitement, stability blended with desire. Think about it like fire. A flame that burns too fast dies quickly, but a steady flame, cared for and protected, can warm a whole room. That's how attraction works between a man and a woman. The small signs she gives you are like sparks. If you rush to grab them, you might put them out. But if you honor them, if you notice them with patience, they grow into something undeniable. So many men miss out because they're too focused on chasing instead of noticing. They try to impress. They try to force conversations. They try to make her feel something, instead of realizing she already does. Your job is not to create attraction out of thin air. It's to recognize when it's already alive and respond with the kind of presence that makes it stronger. And here's the beauty of it. Once you train yourself to notice, it becomes second nature. You'll walk into a room and feel it. You'll see how a woman's eyes soften when she looks at you. You'll catch how her laughter lingers, just a little longer than it should. You'll notice how she mirrors the way you sit, how she finds ways to touch you, how her voice shifts into something softer just for you. And instead of doubting yourself, instead of questioning if it's real, you'll simply know. This knowing changes everything. It changes how you speak, how you carry yourself, how you move through the world. Because when you're no longer lost in confusion, when you no longer wonder, does she like me or not, you carry a new kind of confidence. A quiet confidence that doesn't need to show off, doesn't need to demand attention, because it already knows where it stands. And women feel that. They feel when a man is grounded, when he isn't scrambling for approval, when he isn't desperate to prove himself. That kind of man is magnetic. That kind of man doesn't just notice attraction. He attracts it even more. So let this be your reminder. Don't dismiss the whispers. Don't overlook the small things. They are not small at all. They are the secret language of attraction, and when you learn to hear it, you step into a world most men never enter. And think about how this changes the way you connect with people, not just women. When you become someone who pays attention to small signals, you start to notice everything differently. You notice when someone is nervous but hiding it. You notice when someone feels inspired, when they feel bored, when they feel seen. You become the kind of person who can read a room, who can sense the unspoken, and that makes you far more powerful in every part of life. Women, especially, love a man who notices. Not in a way that makes her feel watched too closely, but in a way that makes her feel understood without her needing to explain herself. When she tucks her hair behind her ear and you lean in because you feel the energy shift, she feels that connection. When she laughs and you don't interrupt, but let her laughter spill out, she feels your presence. When she looks into your eyes and you don't look away too fast, but you also don't stare too hard, she feels the balance of confidence and ease. But here's what's also true. Just because you notice a sign doesn't mean you must act instantly. Sometimes the most attractive response is patience. Letting her signals come again, letting her comfort build, letting her choose to give you more. This is where many men go wrong. They think one signal means an open invitation. No, it means interest, it means possibility, it means she's opening the door slightly. But a man who barges in too fast loses her trust. A man who steps with care keeps her trust growing. And what is trust, really? It's the space where attraction can breathe freely. A woman might feel drawn to you, but if she doesn't feel safe with that attraction, she will hide it, she will pull back, she will close off. But when she feels both drawn to you and safe with you, that is when the deepest kind of attraction takes root. That's when she not only flirts, not only smiles, not only touches, but starts to let her guard down. That's when she begins to share her real self. And brother, when a woman shows you her real self, you've stepped beyond signs into true connection. This is when attraction grows into respect, when curiosity grows into intimacy, when attention grows into trust. And it all begins with noticing, with not dismissing the small things, with not doubting your intuition, with not letting fear of being wrong blind you to being right. So imagine the next time you meet someone new, and instead of overthinking what to say, instead of worrying if you're doing the right thing, you simply focus on her. You listen, you watch. You feel the energy between you. You notice the laughter, the glances, the little touches, the way she leans closer. And instead of rushing, you let it flow. You let it unfold naturally. That right there is where attraction becomes effortless. And here's something powerful. When you practice this, you also learn to recognize when the signs are not there. This saves you time, energy, and heartache. Because not every woman will be drawn to you, and that's natural. But a man who can tell the difference between politeness and real attraction never wastes his time chasing what isn't meant for him. He invests his energy only where it's received, only where the signals keep coming back. And that makes his presence even more valuable, even more respected. This is why some men seem to move with such ease in dating and relationships. It's not that they are better looking, richer, or smoother with words. It's that they notice. They notice the woman who is truly interested, and they don't waste time on the one who isn't. That clarity makes them appear more confident, more selective, more desirable, and you can have that too. It starts with awareness, with slowing down, with being present in every moment instead of racing ahead in your thoughts. Because attraction isn't something that lives in the future. It's something alive in the present, right here, right now, in her eyes, in her body, in her laughter, in the way she responds to you. So next time you're with her, don't be lost in doubt. Don't be stuck in your head. Let yourself feel what's happening. Pay attention to the whispers, and you'll see the truth that was there all along.